Hello everyone, and welcome back to Voxel Tales. My name is Dan, and it's another gorgeous spring day in the VT world. As promised, between episodes I've finished as much of the exterior detailing on the inn as I can right now, so let's say we fire up the quadricopter and have a little look around. Right, so let's see where to start. Well, the roof's on now. Might just be a personal thing, but a building with a roof where there's supposed to be a roof? Always a good sign. I've gone round and added in all the Tudor-style framing to the wall so that it matches the front. All the flower boxes have flowers in them now as well, courtesy of Iris. I haven't added in any extra detail on the lower floor on this side because, as we talked about a couple of episodes ago, I need to extend into this area for the kitchens, public toilets and storage. I don't know how much of the wall that'll take up, so there's really no point in detailing it only to have to take it all down again. But we're not going to be doing that today. Today, we're going to have some fun. I'm pretty happy with how this place has turned out, you know? Especially after the craptacular mess I started out making. But that's part of the process, right? Anyway, before we do anything else, there's something I need to address, and conveniently, it's right next door. Viewer Kitten the Creator quite rightly pointed out in their comment last episode that I said I was going to put a sign on this place. Probably need to make a sign at some point, but it's not like everybody won't know whose shop this is. That was episode 14. We're now in episode 38, and yeah, there's still no sign. So I had a word with Iris about what she wanted to call the shop, and a sign has been made. Let me grab this immersive paintings frame, and then I'll need the Never Sit Still quadricopter for easier mounting. We'll just pop the painting frame on the wall right over here. And get ready for the big unveiling. Ta-da! Yep, the flower shop is officially called Blooming Lovely, because it's blooming lovely. So yeah, it's only taken 24 weeks, but this place is finished. Well, as finished as anything I do ever is. I'll probably end up tweaking something down the line. But everyone remember to thank Kitten for shaming my lazy ass into getting this done. Right, anyway, I've been working on something else as well between episodes, so let's head to the warehouse and check that out. So, this is the Applied Energistics 2 ME storage system we built earlier in the year. It houses all our stuff and lets us access it all from anywhere in the world. It's also quite expensive to maintain, which is why I've started to implement this. You see, currently, whenever the storage cells in the system get too full or all their slots are filled, I can't put anything into the system and have to make a new cell, which, versus the cost of, say, a chest, is expensive. So I've been running these cables over from the core to these storage drawers to help alleviate the problem. Some, and eventually all of these drawers, are connected to one of these ME export buses, which pull items out of the network and deposit them in whatever they're attached to. That wouldn't be all that much use if we couldn't access the items when we needed them, which is where this comes in. These drawer connectors are connected to an extended drawers access point, and on top of that is an ME storage bus, which acts as a bridge between the two storage systems. Editor Dan here. I've since learned that all these export buses aren't entirely necessary to make this work. All they're really doing is telling the system to deposit things into a specific drawer. But considering that you can move the drawers around anyway, organising them however you want isn't a huge deal. Anyway, back to me. I've also set up a max-size vault over here which I plan to export bulk items like cobblestone and things into once I get a cable run over to it. What all this essentially means is that I'll be using my warehouse as an actual warehouse and not a big empty room with a computer at one end. Which sounds more like the setting of a horror movie when I think about it.
You're not turning this into another storage system episode, are you? Because if you are, I'm going.
No, I just wanted to make sure the viewers knew exactly what was happening. Anyway, you're a literal voice in my head. Where exactly are you planning to go? Hello? Oh my god. I think it's gone. Ha ha ha! No more squeaky voice in my head.
Nah, I'm still here. I'm just messing with it.
Right, I mentioned having some fun today, and the first thing we're going to need is somewhere to actually have said fun. This allium field looks like it'll work, so give me a few minutes to set up a space and we'll get started. In fact, I think I'll go get the lawnmower to speed this along a little. Alright, let's see if I... No. There we go. Right, I reckon that should just about do us. Yeah, I'd say that should be enough room to work with. Next job, we need to hollow out an area underground. And we should be able to make short work of that with our trusty hammer. Behold, for I have created...
A big box underground.
Well, yes, but I'm going somewhere with it.
Careful, Dan. You'll be putting people in hospital with all this excitement.
Could you knock it off for like 5 minutes? The reason I've made this big box underground is because I needed somewhere to put the track. Oh yes, that's right, dear viewer, we're going to be making a rail line. Which I've never actually done before, so I should probably look up how we do that. Oh, it's one of those sequence jobs, is it? Well, I'm probably going to go for one of these wood ones, because I know for a fact I have a lot more wood than stone readily available. It's going to be a small-scale line, so some narrow-gauge track would make the most sense. Oh, and it costs less materials to do narrow-gauge. Sold. Right, I'm going to have to reconfigure my precision mechanism station into a track maker, which I will no doubt screw up several times, so I'll bring you back in when I actually have it working. Well, that was fun, right up there with slamming your hand in a door. But I'm pleased to report that we have a track maker up and running. Slabs go through this saw, which refused to deposit its results onto a belt level with it, so I had to make this little ramp thing. Then they get an iron nugget deployed onto them and pressed into a track. Just like that. So let's make some more. Okay, that is just about a stack of track, which should be enough for this little experiment I have planned. You know what, let's do another stack just to be on the safe side. Not as if I can't use it for something else later on. Plus I like watching the production line going, so it's a win-win. Alright, now I've got a bunch of rails, it's time to put my plan into action. Well, I say plan. It's more of an idea. Well, the basic shape of an idea? Ish? Trust me, it'll be fine. Or awful. It's one of those all or nothing deals.
Sounds great.
It might be. Regardless, it needs a track down here. So, I've watched a couple of videos where people make trains, so I know you can sort of click and drag to lay the track down. Like... that. And you make turns the same way. Need to start the turn one block back. That's more like it. And then here to... here. Here to... there. And there to... there. Beautiful. Just need to push that wall back a smidge for clearance. And that's sorted that. Living as a lovely little test track. Unfortunately, it sounds like I have company, so I best go deal with that. Haha! Surprise! Seriously, lads, how many times are we going to go through this before you learn? Terrific. Now I've got to sneak to the barn for milk again. Cheers, Bessie. I'll take a spare one for the inevitable next time. Right, next thing we need is a couple of train stations. And for that we need a train casing and a compass. How do we do train casings? Obsidian plate on a brass casing. Interesting. Well then, I guess we're gonna go squish some obsidian. To the squishing station. Alright, Squishington, do your thing. Ha! Do your thing. Of course it's not that easy. It's never that easy. Ah, right. I need to squirt lava on it and then press it twice. Good to know. BRB! So I crushed up some obsidian, squirted a load of lava all over it, borrowed the squisher, and reconfigured the track maker into a plate maker. And there we go, full stack of plates. I've even got a few brass casings already made. Quick craft a couple of compasses. And train stations made. Right, back to the hole. So if I've read this right, I select the track and... Hey, station bound. Same on this side, so our little train has somewhere to go. And we shall use the fullest extent of our imagination and call them Test Station 1 and... wait for it, Test Station 2. I know, I amaze myself sometimes as well. So to make a train, we just click New Train and then use a train casing on the highlighted track. And boom, we got a bogie. Right, let me build our little locomotive. Ha! I tricked you. Aside from the seat and some controls, that's all this locomotive is gonna be. So in that spirit, I'll whip up some controls, and they can go right here, and I've got to have a spare seat. Yep. And that can go... there. It'd probably be in everybody's best interest if I glued this thing together, eh? Easy as that. So now I should be able to... no, don't glue it. I should be able to assemble the train. And take it for a spin. Haha, we're away. My granddad would have loved this, you know. I should do a creative side series. We'll call it Dan's Minecraft Train Set. And then I can have 2 shows hardly anybody watches. So why have we built this underground? Well, it's pretty well known you can connect a structure on the surface to a train underground, and it looks like the thing on the surface is moving around on its own. It's as simple as running a line of glass panes between the object and the train, and making sure it's all glued together. So let's make a little pokey hole up to the surface. And I'll just plug this pilot hole I made when I was making the cave. And might as well run that glass line up to the surface. Alright, that one's too high. So, as I mentioned, this technique is pretty well known. But I also said that I had an idea, and it's one that puts a potentially cool twist on the concept. The trouble is, if you watch me building it, it'll give the game away immediately. So I'm going to build it, and then bring you all back in so we can see if it even works. Cool? Cool. Alright guys, welcome back. I've just finished gluing this thing together, and I think it's ready to go. So let's assemble it. And we'll run it around to Station 2 to make sure it's all glued properly. Now I'm going to need you to remember that this is just an experiment, so don't be expecting anything super amazing looking.
It's alright, we never do.
Are you ready? There she is, incredible job, Dan. As I was saying, there she is, guys. That's right, we're attempting a drawn wagon. Looks to be all glued together too, so let me bring it back around to Station 1. So I've seen people making everything from cars to combine harvesters this way, but never something that's pulled by an animal.
Probably because that's dumb.
No, it's probably because you can't attach an entity to a contraption. But therein lies my idea. The plan, simple as it is that the entity won't be attached to the contraption, but it will be sneakily riding it on this pane of glass at the front. It should be practically invisible unless you're standing right next to it. See? Or rather, don't see? Anyway, let's go grab Ash and do a test fit. And of course it starts raining as we make our way to the test site. That's not a bad omen or anything. Okay, Ashy boy. I know this isn't how we normally do things, but I need your help to test a thing. I'm going to pick you up, but it's just for a sec, okay? It is very hard to see what I'm doing with your tail feathers in my face. Nope. Also no. Aha, perfect. So in theory, that harness will keep him in place and he'll be carried along on the glass pane. Now we just need someone, or something, to drive the train for us. Oh, if this works, it's going to look so cool. So in order to have our train driven for us, we need two things. First being a schedule. Well, that was easy. Second thing we need is a driver, and while we could press gang an unsuspecting animal into service, there's something so much cooler. And for that, we're going to need a conductor hat. To make one of those, we send some wool through a saw and then deploy a precision mechanism and some string on it. I'll save you watching me reconfigure the machine for the third time this episode and just go and make one. Okay, that's done. I made a blue one, because why not? Now all we need is an andesite casing and... I don't have any andesite casings. No matter, I have andesite alloy in my backpack, I can just make one. Oh, even better, I've got one casing in here as well. Perfect. If you don't know what I'm about to make already, you're going to love this. Okay, here we go. Andesite casing on the ground, and... Look at him! Little robot conductor man!
Hello, sir. How may I be of service today?
I need you to drive a train for me.
Affirmative. Please direct me to the locomotive.
Right you are.
Thank you. Please provide me with a schedule.
Will do, I just need to make it up.
Affirmative.
Okay, so I want it to travel to Station 1, then it can wait 5 seconds, that's fine. Then it should travel to Station 2, wait 5 seconds, and rinse and repeat. But we're also going to limit max speed to, say, 10%? Because this is a bird-drawn car, so it's not going to be super fast. And we'll put that up top. And another speed limiter, and put that between the two go-to commands, and that should be all we need. So let's assemble the train. Okay, buddy, here's your schedule.
Thank you. Confirmed. Following schedule.
And off he goes. Right, let's go see if this works. Well, that's not a good start. Come on, Ash, you know that's not where you're meant to be. Let's try and get you back in position. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, well, he's going. He's facing the wrong way, but he's going. Well, you know, when he's facing the right way, it kind of works. You know what? I'm going to call that a semi-success. It's not perfect, but we might be able to get it working down the road. For now, though, I suppose I'll get Ash out of the harness and take him back to the barn. Well, guys, that's it for this one. Some ideas work really well, and others are less successful. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the show, then help us grow by subscribing and leaving us a cheeky like and a comment below. I've been Dan, this has been Voxel Tales, and until next time, remember, be good. And if you can't be good, don't get caught. Bye, guys.